Well, hello, I'm Dr. Julia Royston, and so excited to be with you today. Now, I don't know about what's going on where you are, but we're kind of snowed in. And so I'm excited about that. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Julia Royston. I own BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the Book Business Boss Consulting, where we're helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. Now, I'm just going to say right off the top, I've been, as they say, excuse me, preaching this sermon for 17 years. Write that book now, not later, not just write that book now. That's all I can say. And if you need help with it, let's have a conversation. I have set up so many ways to help you. I was on with some clients not recently. He said, "You got more .coms and you know what to do with it." I said, "Yeah, because I don't know what help people are going to need." And over the 17 years, officially February 2025, it'll be 17 years. And I don't know what help people need, but I'm able to help you. So let's just talk about that, And I know a lot of people are like, plenty of people have published books, really, but no, they haven't. There's 9 billion people on the planet, and there are still people that I'm meeting every single day who are still interested in doing it, want to do it. They've been prophesied that they should do it. Strangers have walked up to them. I got scenarios for days to tell you the way and the reason. And so while you're on your lunch hour, whether you're working from home or whether you're out and about, let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about it. Now, everybody is not going to write a book, and maybe everybody shouldn't. But for those of you who are in position, your speakers, your coaches, you're in a leadership role in your business, you're an industry leader, you're a nonprofit, you preach, you teach, you go live, you should have a product of some type. So that's just number one. You should have something that accompanies what you say. Now, I have plenty. I think I'm up to Ms. Gwen at the National Black Book Festival teases me all the time that how many hundreds of books have you written lately? Well, I'm up to about 140, including my journals. So products to sell, I have quite a few. That doesn't include the clients that I have too as well. So we have a lot going on, and super excited. But I just felt led to jump on today while you're on your lunch hour, while you're taking a break hopefully, if you're like we are in the Midwest, we shoveling snow, and which is definitely unusual in the southern Indiana and Kentucky area. We haven't seen this much snow in a minute. So while we've got time on our hands, I said it during COVID, I still say it. While you got a little time on your hands and you got a few minutes, get a notebook, sit down, and let's just have a talk. We're not going to talk that long, but let's just have a talk about it. So, number one, if you're interested and you're thinking about it, and this is different from when I started 17 years ago. My um, story starts with a mandate. I had been writing and journaling and spiral notebooks, little notebooks. I still have them on my desk. Much as I'm into technology, I still got little notebooks. And then God said, "It's time for you to put the book together." I said, "What book?" And so that's kind of the backstory for me. Some people may not hear a voice from God that says it's time to put the book together. Sometimes it's just a personal desire that you want. Some things, sometimes people are asking you, "Do you have a book?" And sometimes media is asking you, if you've been interviewed, "Do you have a book?" So sometimes it goes along with your business, your passion, your gifts, your talents. It just automatically goes there. And so number one, I always want you to think about now, 17 years later, it's your why. Why did you write it? Why are you doing it? What has been the motivating factor? Is it just passion about something? Why? Your why. And so, therefore, I always tell people too, keep your why handy. If you listen to the Book Business Boss show, shameless plug, on Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on envision-radio.com. We always return to the why, because life will happen, things will happen, but that why is going to get you up out of the bed in the morning. That why is going to keep you moving up late at night. That why is going to have you jotting down notes on Saturdays. That why is going to have you making some notes while your husband is watching the Sunday football game, although I'm going to be watching the Sunday football game with my notebook handy as well. So your why you're doing it. So you all have to return to your why. You go to your job, why? Because you have bills to pay. You might not even like that job, but it's why. That's the reason why. Now, for me, my why is I'm looking at either audiences, I'm looking at passion, and now since I've done it so long, there's a gap in the market. So when people come to me and there's an idea that they have, especially for a children's book, I jump right on it, because I know for especially diverse books, Black and brown children representation matters. So there's a gap in the market. So now it's gone from just a mandate from God to my own passion to seeing little children have books that don't have them represented as the main character or inside. So that's my why. Your why also may be associated with your business. You keep saying that same thing over and over and over and over and over again. People ask you those questions. Why do they ask you those questions? You're an expert at what you do. They see you as an expert. You've been consistent. You've been doing that thing more than 10 years, more than 5 years, more than 20 years. And they see you as an expert. So that's why they ask you, because you get it done, because you do it. But if you want to have a legacy item or a product that hands that why and that how I did it to the next generation, then you need a product. You just don't need to just give that away for free. So your why may be differently. Some may be different. Some people have a why of, I want to leave something to my children. I want to leave something to my grandchildren. I want to tell my story for my great-grandchildren that I may never meet. I want to tell a story of empowerment, motivation, and survival that the next, the fourth generation will know and understand, and I hopefully identify with. So your why is really key, and it never goes away. That why I did it and why it never. And sometimes I pull it back out to remind myself, oh, okay, that's my why. Even if I get a no, I'm looking for a yes. I'm working for that yes. I keep my why handy. That keeps me, even if I get 100 no's, to that one yes. So your why are you doing it? Why do you need to do it? Why do you want to do it? Because that's going to be the fuel. Remember, your name is on the front. My logo, if I publish it, maybe on the back or the inside on the copyright page, but it's still your baby. And then secondly, the message. What is the whole point? Not just your why for doing it, why for authoring the book, but the message that you want to deliver. Now, that message sometimes will move the book faster than people want to buy the book, but they need to deliver that message. So of late, I've been doing quite a few children's books. And one of the things that I'm realizing, even past Black and brown children being represented, are there children that have a disability, whether that's physically, autism needs representation, the visually impaired needs representation. There are different groups that need representation. I have a book, One of a Kind, that Native Americans are represented, children and adults are represented. I have 2 books now that have a child that's in a wheelchair represented, but in a very strong way, and not, pity or oh, I feel sorry for you. No, they are making a statement. I've been seeing it a lot lately in TV commercials. So the message of passion, your message, your passionate message, as well as compassion and commitment to other groups, other peoples, other cultures and creeds is really key and important too, because this generation really identifies with and will jump on the bandwagon of a message. You can also take that message and package it and be an advocate, be a champion for others, but also connect and collaborate and network with others. Oh, yeah, it's a whole lot more to it than just writing the book. You need to get the message out there. Sometimes that book is bigger than you. Sometimes that book goes further than you ever thought possible. I've worked with clients who said, I didn't even see what Julia saw. I didn't understand what impact that could have on somebody else when striving to deliver that message. Seeing brown boys' eyes light up when they see Terrence the Terrific and realize he's brown like me. And he's on the book cover totally by himself. He's not in a group, not on a team. The first book and the second book, he's by himself. He's making a statement and introducing himself to the world. So the message I want to deliver is you matter. The message I want to deliver is it's cool to be smart and brown. It's cool to be a boy. And you may like sports and you may like all that other too as well, but you can be academically an achiever and smart. So it's the message that you want to deliver too as well. And let me just say it right here. I know a lot of people are like, people ain't reading books. Boo. Let me tell you, 65% of adults still want to have the physical book in their hand. Now, some of you who have moved hundreds of books via ebook, great. But I bet you anything, they're still saying, are you ever going to print this physical book? Because 65% are still wanting. I checked the statistics that, 65% of adults still want the physical book in their hand. Audiobooks are making a rise and a climb. Ebooks are stabilizing. They are where they are. So the ebook didn't take over the physical book like we thought it would. It still doesn't. And children still need to learn how to turn the pages. So let's go. And then your who, your audience. There are people that whatever book, especially if it's an industry book or something on that nature, or how to, or you want to get people in real estate, or you want to talk about the beauty business, or you want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, inspirational, motivational. You want to write a devotional. You want to write a journal that goes along with your vision board event. You want to write a journal that goes along with the weight loss journey that many people are on. You want to write a book along with the fasting and consecration time that we're currently in. There's somebody waiting on that, oh, I wish there was I really need a guide to, do you have a prayer journal? You're leading this prayer, but do you have a prayer journal that goes along with it? Hint, hint. When people start asking you, that's what they're looking for. That's what they're needing. It's all capitalism, supply and demand. And the demand is there. And believe you me, if it's me, I'm going to continue to supply it. And so your audience is waiting. There's a question that they need answered. There's a pain point that they need eased. And there's some information that they need to help them live and be better and do better. Okay. So there's an audience waiting. So you start off with your why. That's with you. Then you start off with the message, which is going to branch out even forward and even fuller and nationwide and international, and literally a message that could be identified with literally around the world. Then there's your audience. Who needs you? Sometimes you don't know them. Sometimes you got to go find them. And that's a real place. Sometimes you have an audience, but you don't have nothing to sell to them, or you don't have a product to provide for them. You're able and capable, which is wonderful, to put groups together. I don't care if it's 10 people in a room. I don't care if it's 20 people on the Zoom. I don't care what it looks like, but you can build a crowd. But they need to take away, because they can't all take you home with them. They got to take something from you home with them. And then, of course, the investment. Now, of course, when you say investment, first people think, oh, it's money. Sometimes the biggest investment is you. Sometimes the biggest investment is your time. Sometimes, even though I'm in a for-profit business, yes, I'm a for-profit business. I can't stay open unless I have clients, contracts, money, the whole 9 yards. You're absolutely right. But sometimes the reason why talkwithroyston.com, we have a conversation first, because I realize, okay, are you really ready to, not the money, invest the time into it? Do you have the calendar to even sit down and write? We sometimes we have to create, talk about, when are you going to write it? When are you going to do it? How are we going to do it? That investment, even before we talk about money, because some people have money and they just don't take the time to sit down and do it. Money is not a problem. It's not a money problem. It's a time problem. It's a organizational of your life problem. You might have to get up 15, 20 minutes early. You may have to stay up 15, 20 minutes late. It's the way you live that is doing it. How you're structured, what your family makeup, what your family responsibilities are, what your job looks like. But where there's a will and there's a willingness to make an investment, there's a way. I've often talked about it. 45 minutes drive to Dixie Elementary, 45 minutes drive back. That 90 minutes, I had my phone, I was recording while I drove. I transcribed while I got home. It was hands-free, don't get worried. I wasn't doing nothing reckless. I could push record and start talking and have both hands on the wheel. But that was 90 minutes. The last 2 or 3 years I was teaching, I had my refrigerator and my microwave in my room. That 20 minutes was free for lunch. That's what I was doing. Eating a sandwich and sitting there at my desk. That was my 20 minutes. That was my time. And I got writing done. I got a lot done. If you calculate and compound that, you can get it done. You can. But it's the investment. Are you willing to invest that time? I announced to the teachers I ate with, I love y'all, but I gotta go. I got somewhere to go, somewhere I'm headed, and I've got the goals and objectives and the tasks I need to do to get that done. Something I'm working on. I love y'all, but if you need me, I'm in the computer lab. They'll tell you. I love y'all, but I'm gonna use this 20 minutes for what I need to work on and what I need to do. Yep, my lesson plans are done. Yep, I'm not responsible for any kids right now. This 20 minutes is mine. If you have an hour lunch, I'm jealous. Because 30 minutes you can eat, and the other 30 minutes you can work on something. 30 minutes. Pomodoro method is 20 minutes and stop. So if you work on your book 20 minutes a day, all you getting is gold. That's just me, because I'm committed to it. I'm thinking about my audience. Okay. I hope that helps. I hope that hey love, I hope that gets you going today. And those of you teachers who are off work, baby, you home, get some things done, get some stuff worked on, and not just for the classroom, not just for if you behind on stuff. Let's get some stuff done now. Now I got help for you. I gave you ways that you can do it on your own. But if you need that accountability, come on, Julia. I can't do it on my own. I got you. Write that book now. Workshop is coming up January 18th. This is the one time and the only time it'll be this price. It's $25 for 2 hours. Now, I can barely do a decent meal for $25, but I'm wanting to help you get started this January 18th. Go to roystonclasses.com. Click on the flyer. I've already had people register. Wonderful. My people on my email list are already jumping on. I came to my social media audience. Are you in? Are you coming? You gonna do it this time? And please don't do it like I've had several clients who died before they got them written. They had calls with me, they met with me, and then they passed away. And I don't have a manuscript. So life is short right now. I'm not trying to guilt trip you, but if it's something that you really are committed to do, something that you want to do, let's get it done. Okay, so we meet. Today is the 9th, so it's in 9 days. January 18th. I'll send you the login. You get the replay. And we spend 2 hours together, and you're able to get going and get moving so that you can get that book written, so that you can have people stop asking you them questions and you say, well, no, not yet. I'm working on it. Well, let's get it done. If you started, you got midway through, even if you've already written a book and you're wanting to write something in a different genre, because one of the beauties and one of the things about the literary industry, it changes all the time. I'm in it. and constantly. And I realized that it's changed. The needs of people have changed. What they're looking for, what they're willing to buy. 2024, I had 40 events that I either traveled to or participated in. Some were locally, but a lot of time, y'all know I was on the highway. I was in the airway. And so therefore I have a really kind of inside track on what the needs of actual buyers of books are looking for and what they're wanting. I also meet educators all the time, and they tell me what they need for their classroom. And then I come home and write it, or I come home and find other people who've written it, and I'm able to help them promote too as well. So, Write That Book Now workshop, 2 hours, 11 to 1 a.m. I give you time to get awake, get your mug of tea or coffee in your hand, and let's get it going. And let's get it started. You can handwrite it. You can get it on a computer, Google Docs, Microsoft Word. We're going to get it done. Get the outline out. Figure out how we're going to write it in your life. Because I'm an early riser. Y'all know I go to bed by 8. I'm up between 4 and 6. And if I stay up late, then I may get up a little bit later, but I'm retired. I can do that. Now, if you are somebody, since I've written my book, but my graphics are just terrible. Let's get some graphics. Now, I can show you 2 pictures you like. That can't be from the same person. It was. Oh my gosh. It was. Ooh, I look at them now going, it's amazing. It's a miracle you sold anything. But I started where I started. I did what I did. And then, of course, the software has changed too as well. They've advanced and I've advanced with it. I've taken the new things that they put into place and I've moved it along. So on February 1st, I'm going to do a Canva workshop. Y'all know I do my own flyers. I do stuff all the time. Now, there's sometimes I get the professionals and pay the professionals to do it, but I do too much. Sometimes I just, I don't have a budget for all of that. I wish, I would love to have a full-time graphics person, but I don't have a budget for that. And I put the budget other places, as they say, on the highway and in the airways. Hello. But if you're ready and you want to be a part of it, we're going to do a little pre-work before we even start. I need to make sure you have a Canva account. We can't be setting up accounts that day. I need for you to have your account ready so that we can hit the ground running. We're going to be together about 2 hours that day, but I need to get you started. I don't need for you to log in and say, oh, I don't even have an account yet. I got to step. That doesn't take very long to do. So we're going to make sure that everybody who registers, they have their account already and have that all set up. Whether you're on the pro account or a regular account, you got to have an account going. So Canva workshop, go to canva.com and go ahead and establish your account. You can go ahead and do that now, but register for the class February 1st, 11 o'clock. I'm going to give y'all time to sleep till 10 and then jump on in your pajamas at 11. But that's where I'm starting. I'll be providing more workshops as we continue, but I really at least want one workshop a month so that we can jump in, and I can help you move the needle forward. I tell people all the time, jobs are not loyal. And so you need to make sure that you are developing some skills outside of that. You can apply those same skills in your job too as well, but you always got to have a hustle that works for you. All right. Coming up, January 14th, the Faith to Thrive. I'll be with 2 phenomenal ladies who are in ministry, and we'll be talking about the faith and moving and motivating you. January 28th, fiction is a different animal. Fiction is it's something I've always enjoyed reading, but we're going to have a fiction summit. I've got 3 fiction writers. I could have had way more, but I picked 3, and then we'll do something else probably in the middle of the year. But January 28th, January 14th, January 28th, be on the lookout. Faith to Thrive on January 14th, giving you motivation and inspiration. Y'all know a Thrive in 2025 series I started in December, and we're continuing in January. So tune in, mark your calendar, see us go live, click the notification bell on Facebook. We'll be on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So jump on and join us. January 14th, Faith to Thrive, and January 28th, we'll be doing a fiction summit. I'll periodically be doing live streams on different genres of books throughout the year. That's what I'm committed to in 2025 to help you continue to move the needle. Now, if you're ready to write your own book, remember, write that book now. Workshop January 18th, coming up quick. 9 days, RoystonClasses.com. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. I'm Dr. Julia Royston, praying today, tomorrow, and always that you live your best life. Be blessed. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.